Hi everyone. I hope you guys doing well. So this is the third video about project management. So now we are starting step by step the four life cycle of the project. So these are the generic and usually commonly used four cycle life cycle of the project. So initiating and planning and performing and closing. So what we have to do, well, what I will cover to do is the project charter. So this is the first stage, and that's called initiating of the project to start a project. So what we do in this, when the project is identified, maybe it's a need or opportunity or some other thing where somebody or someone need the project to do, they need the objective or deliverable. So it's when the project are identified, so then there is a document called project charter. So that document authorize the project to start. So that's called initiating or starting of the project. So it's usually what it cover is the main thing which is in planning. That's the base of the planning stage. Next, like planning stage. So project, what we cover in project charter is the first one is the project scope. I have already discussed the project scope is the objective and all the work we do to achieve the project objective. And then the second one, the future benefits of the project. It's also include below the project scope number one in the project charter. And then the second one is resources. Resources I already discussed. It's a people who work. It's a machinery. It's a equipment. It's a material like cement, steel, or other things, and that's called resources. Yeah. And then the third one is schedule. Schedule is the activities. It's we put the duration that, let's say it is, for example, a project will start. It's a 3-month project and it will start from today, like 3rd January, and January, February, March, April to 3rd April. So it's the duration. So this is a, then we make a schedule of this duration. So remember I told you every project has a start and end point. So it's, let's say, 3-month projects, for example. So then we make a schedule of every activity to do the work, the scope. And then the fourth one we put in the project charter is a budget. It may not be, it's assumed something we assume, like some material price, some equipment price, the time and the people, the salary. So but it's a general idea of the budget. So you have to approximately put, let's say, $1 million, 1 million Canadian dollar, approximately. We put approximately. And then this budget we prepare on according to this duration and resources. So usually we put the fourth one is the budget, the fifth one is the risk identified. Let's say if somebody is doing a project and that's a unique one, so there are many risks. We sit down and we identify risk. So that's risk we put in, risks we put in the project charter. Some people put risk management. They identify the risk and then its occurrence and then its impact and then how to avoid it or to manage it. The sixth one we put the quality. Quality is the specification of the customer, what the project, what objective, what deliverable they want. So they want to maintain what type of quality they want. So it's on the customer or the sponsor what they want. Usually we do best quality. And then there is some assumption. Assumption mean like risk, budget assumption, some schedule. We assume that there may be a weather change or something. And so everything, so it's an assumption. Later on when we start the project and we are in the performing stage, so then we We just do actual things. And then at one we put acceptance criteria. We ask from the customer and the sponsor, what is your acceptance criteria? So it's maybe a few lines, but it's very specific. And then the deliverables. How much the sponsor or the organization want they to deliver. So maybe every month we deliver one, second, in the second month, and the third we do the third deliverable, and the project is end. And then we close, write down the closing in the project charter. So it's to close everything, and lesson learned, and the documentation, and we archive all data and documents. So these 10 things we put in project charter, and then there down is we sign from sponsor and from the project manager or the people who are performing the project. There is another thing along with project charter. It's called a request for proposal. Request REP, request for proposal. If a sponsor want to do it to some outside people or to do in a bidding, so they prepare their specification and put their request or proposal in the newspaper, and the interested parties then present all their project scopes, resources, everything, and 3-4 parties comes, and then the sponsor or the organization pick one which is best. So it's also parallel with the project charter request for proposal. So then these guys are doing everything. So in spite of this, most things. So in the project charter, we most things are assumed. After when the project started, it's updated, and later on. But any major change, later I will cover in the baseline plan, which we are going to be doing in the planning stage, should be documented properly. So that's another thing. So today we covered the project charter, initiation of the project. I hope you got some idea. And on the basis of this, our next video will be regarding to planning. Thank you. Bye.